There are three teachings. One is Shiva Sutra. It's a teaching of Shiva, which involves. There are three types of teaching that Shiva speaks of. Three types of jivas, three types of beings. Uh, First level of jiva is who has is so separate, so much of separation from Shiva. It's called Anu jiva. He feels so separate from the consciousness of jiva. So that's called Anu. So why does somebody feel separate from Shiva? Is there's an identity between the body, mind, and intellect. So they become kanchukas or the limitations, and these limitations make feel that I'm separate, I'm individual being. If there's a deep separation, that's called Anu. There's some more advanced level jivas are there. Okay, that's called next level, and there are more advanced level, rather the more mature, more evolved jivas are there. They're third category. So the teachings for these three categories of jivas are very different. The teachings are first level of jiva. The teaching is called Veda. Second level of teaching is called Veda. Third level of teaching is called Abheda. So Veda means the teaching is that okay, you are separate from God. Worship this what you call as this ritual. So this is more related to that type of teaching. Veda teaching involves so that type of for that teaching is called Anupaya, or Upaya means methodology. So there are techniques of teaching for such jivas. It's called Anupaya. Then there is called Veda or next level of jiva. That's teaching which is related to more of a breath practice, breath observation, pranic energy movement. So that's called second level of jiva. And finally, the third level of jiva is there, who is mature, who has become so mature, so evolved. So there's no teaching required. It's not there's nothing much teaching required. It's just the presence of the master. Okay, simple presence of the master and grace of the master is more than sufficient. The grace of the master comes in three ways, so different ways. It's called what they call as diksha, or the energy transfer. So these are called what is called Shaktipat. Shaktipat is the way the energy Shakti of the master gets transferred to the disciple. First level of there are various ways. Okay, the Shaktipat is through the eyes. Looking at the master looks at the disciple, and just simple the sight transfer the energy to the disciple, where the Kundalini gets awakened. These are all very natural and simple ways of awakening the Kundalini. When the Kundalini gets awakened, there's a lot of inner transformation takes place. There is no harm, nothing is there. These are all very, very natural and simple processes. So there's a gradually a lot of what you call as accumulated impressions, vasanas, they get dropped, and there is a higher and higher consciousness dawns on the disciple. That's called drashti. Then sparsha. Sparsha means touch. By touching the disciple, the master is able to transfer the Shaktipat, the Shaktipat Diksha. Okay, then there is a sankalpa. It's not even touch or this thing. Sankalpa, by his will, the master is able to do a Shaktipat initiation for the disciple. These are the three categories. Okay, so the teaching methods are different. Anupaya, Shaktopaya, and Shambhovapaya. Shambhovapaya is for most advanced disciples. There is some amount of awareness and logical clarity is required. Shaktopaya is where some breath observations, breath practices are required. Anupaya is more of rituals, chanting, mantra, japa is required. It's a various combination of these. A jiva who is identified with the body-mind complex, who thinks he is a bandha, he attains the Shivahood, or attains oneness with the Shiva. This is the teaching of Shiva Sutra. So there are three different chapters. Each chapter deals with the Anupaya, Shaktopaya, then Shambhovapaya. I read a book on Shiva Sutra, more dealing with Shambhovapaya. There are other teaching methods also there in that.
Is it the same as Rakshas, Manushya and Devta categories?
No. Rakshas, Manushya and Devata category is not about Jiva, not about the what I'm saying, sir. The Jiva Anu, Anu and Shakta and Shambhava. There are three categories of Jivas. These are all evolved sadhakas at certain stage of evolution. Rakshasa, Manushya, and Deva. They are categories of living beings itself. Okay, where the Rakshasa is more related to very asuri pravati, where there is a demonic tendency is there. Okay, where the mind is distorted. Okay. Manushya is that human being level. Deva is more positive qualities are there. So they are more of a categories of living beings. These Anu, Shava, Shakta is evolution of Jiva. Okay, evolution.
Spiritual.
So that's called Shiva Sutra. In this is Shiva Sutra is related to teachings of Shiva. Then there is something called the Spandakarika. Spandakarika is related to teaching of energy or Shakti. Okay, Shiva is consciousness, Shakti is the energy. In the Spandakarika, there is a teaching of how Shiva and Shakti are one in the beginning, they are one in the middle and one in the end. There is no separation as such, but there is an apparent separation. Shiva and Shakti are one, like dance and the dancer. Both dancer and the dance, they are one and the same. Shiva is the dancer and Shakti is the dance. Now, if Shiva doesn't dance, okay, then he is no longer a dancer, right? Shiva and Shakti are like fire and the burning power of fire. They are related to each other. They are not separated out. So this is, but then what happens is that Shiva in his the supreme reality is Paramashiva or supreme reality, where there is no inside, no outside, no beginning, no end. Shiva doesn't know himself also. He is just there. It's called existence. In that state, there is a deep desire arises. It's called spanda. The spanda is the vibration. The deep desire to know himself. Okay. Otherwise, there's nothing. It's just there. His existence, infinity. Infinity doesn't know anything, right? His infinity is there. So that desire for know himself is called Parashakti. So there's a vibration, spanda. Spanda means vibration. There's a vibration in that infinity to know himself. So that spanda creates the movement in that infinity. So that in that moment, that spanda is also called Chiti Shakti. Chiti. The Chiti Shakti takes the form of various objects in the universe. It creates a concept of different objects. The Shiva associated with various objects and take the form of various living beings and non-living beings in that concept. So the Chiti becomes Chit, the expanded universal mind, and Chit becomes individualized mind, Chitta. Okay, when the Shiva associates with that and identifies himself with that particular form, the human form, animal form, whatever form. So then there's a infinity, there's a contraction. Now why there is a contraction is to explore. Okay, to explore life in different angles. It's like somebody wants to go deep into sea, he will wear a suit and dives into the suit, right? Then he puts a limitation on himself in the form of the suit and goes dives deep into the suit. Likewise, to explore the infinite, Shiva takes the form of Jiva, identifies the body-mind complex, and starts exploring. And in this exploration process, there's a forgetfulness of the own nature. So then when you forget about your own nature, this is suffering which starts. And it goes through suffering. And it hits a point where suffering becomes unbearable. Then Shiva himself comes in the form of a realized master, Guru, to help the Jiva who is in trouble to uplift and show its own nature. So that is the journey. This is what is told in the Spanda Karika. So then there's a Vijnana Bhairava is another text of Shaivism, where a lot of methods of what you call as meditation practice, 100 and 108 meditation techniques are dealt with, different techniques of Kundalini awakening, becoming aware, Shaktopaya, Shambhovapaya. So many of these techniques are dealt in techniques. It's a practical. It's Vijnana Bhairava. Then there is a Pratyabhijnana Hridayam. I think Pratyabhijnana Hridayam was written by one of the saints of Kashmir. I'm not sure what's his name. So that deals with the teachings of various shows the Kashmiri Shaivism teachings in a very systematic way. The Kaula, and there are various systems of Kashmir. Those things are in a systematic way. Pratyabhijnana Hridayam.
ये जो माला होती है, we have 108 beats in that. What is the significance of 108?
So this is what is significance of 108 is so there are many ways of explaining significance. One is that there are alphabets in Sanskrit. There are some 54 alphabets in Sanskrit. Okay, that's called Aksharam. Okay, that Aksharam is everything in the universe is composed of this Aksharam. Right? Anything in the world is some name. Rama, Krishna, or is a combination of name. So the 54 represents that Aksharam. Okay. So then what he says that the universe is nothing but masculine and feminine. So the 54 represents masculine, 54 represents feminine, 108 becomes the creation, total creation. So that central being is called Meru, is beyond creation, which is God. So total everything in the universe is nothing but Nama, name and form only, and all name and form lead to the Shiva or Supreme Reality. Remember that the chanting is there. That's one way of saying. The second one is that we have 21,600 breaths per day or something like that, in and out. Okay, this is our life is nothing but 21,600 in breath and out breath. So that 21,600 in breath and out breath becomes is connected to something like 72,000 nadis in the body, 72,000 channels, energy channels in the body. Our consciousness is related to how purified are these energy channels. So what you do is that when you chant, this 108 is sub multiple of that 76,000. So 108 becomes something like multiply a couple of times, it becomes that 72 nadis. So 108 is a fraction of those nadis by chanting mantra. So you are purifying those nadis, and by chanting the mantra in a punascharana in one month, 15 days, or whatever that you are covering that 72,000. That your inner purification takes place.
When you chant Om Namo Shivaya, is there a particular pitch that you have to follow, a particular format you have to follow, or just say it in one?
It can see the people who know raga, they chant Om Namah Shivaya in some raga. People who don't know some raga,
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. But it's not raga which matters. It is the attitude which matters. It is the understanding which matters.
And the conviction.
So you said by looking, by touching. So is it done? Have you done it for us?
So it is your inner feeling. Okay. What you feel, how you feel inside. Right?
Ready to receive.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise,
Whether it has made any change or not, whether we can.
That is you have to say. It's your feeling, right? For me, nothing was required. Just listening one time Om Namah Shivaya is sufficient. Okay, so it depends on where you are evolution and how do you feel inside. Right? So doctor telling the patient you are okay doesn't matter. Patient saying okay, I am okay makes a difference. It is the trust and faith in the master that makes a difference. Okay. With that trust and faith, I went to many people, and whenever they spoke something, just deep impact on my life. So now the question is not the ability of the master; it's my trust in the master. It made a difference.
Readiness of the master to give also. How much the readiness is given.
Master is like a sun; it keeps on giving. The sun will never differentiate, right? The reception ability is what makes the difference. Huh?
That's what matters.
The changing safety part of what you said. For me, I can also say that I received it, but it's, after that, everything is the same. But just outlook changes. But having said that, nothing else changes. Still, everything is the same. But I do get ups and downs. There's no doubt about it. There's some sort of fundamental shift. But is it certified or not even now? I don't know. Is it just grace or I don't know. I need to know what exactly happened with it. Because this
See,
feeling inside
With
is
that
you're gone to the doctor, right?
yes.
You're gone to the doctor. Is she
Yes.
taking medicine
Yeah.
from her?
No, but yeah.
Okay, you go to doctor, right? So doctor gives some medicine. Okay, so then you say, "Oh, doctor, tell me what is the composition of this?" Okay, okay. I want to know because I got you cured. Okay, you tell me this is there the oxygen or what molecules or carbon molecules? How many are there? What does it matter to you?
No, what exactly
No,
is
the
that
thing is that
stage?
with the patient, there can be a straight away, you can see
Yeah.
whether that cold has gone or the infection has gone. With us, we don't
Her
know.
infection went on. No? I just asked her. So
She
said,
doesn't know.
no, she. I mean,
No,
ask
I
her.
know, but
She
I
knows,
need
but she
to
doesn't
know
know
what
actually.
what is the process. I mean, really, you know what happened that day.
You want
don't
shortcut.
No, not shortcut. I don't even want a scientific explanation. I
Why
just
is
want to
scientific
know.
explanation? Yeah,
No,
you
I don't
feel-
want
you-
it. I
Because she says that you took away all her past baggage.
I mean, that's something different.
Arre Baba, whatever is that, you felt relieved. That's it. So there's how does it happen? What happens in different with each other persons are different. Each person's background is different. Now if I start talking something, then it will set an expectation on somebody else. It start creating some other expectations. Right.
What?
Including you, I can tell you what is the different level of grade of Shaktipat. There are Tivura, Madhyama, Uttama. So many different are there. The different level of disciples are there. So many grades are there. That's all technical. Why you want to get into that?
No, not that. I
No,
want
but she was
to.
wondering, actually did it happen or is
What
just
I'm
a thinking?
saying is that blessing,
Hmm.
that feeling, even for a minute or so,
Okay.
that's something inexplainable. But as a master, you can explain.
I don't need to explain. I'm saying you feel. Now you tell me you feel love. You tell me explain love means what they'll say. Huh? So the love can be explained so many ways. The girl looks at the boys obviously and say I love you. That's love. Girl doesn't look and say I love you. That's also love. Girl says cooker hits a vessel and say I love you. Okay, that's also love. So the expressions are very different. But feeling is okay. I felt comfort, relief. That's all it is. So that by giving words to that, it loses the value. Right?
Because-
How do you? When you tell
because
me,
Shiva-
you forget about this experience. Okay, you tell me you feel love. Now you explain love. What did you explain?
But in Shiva Shilpa, Shiva has Given chapter wise, he explained everything. So he
So those
wants
are not required. For your disease to get cured, you do have to study medicine, Grace Anatomy, right? Huh? Grace Anatomy, right? Okay, I have a disease. I want to study Grace Anatomy. Why do you want to do that? All this Shiva Sutra is required before you study, before you meet a master. Once you master feel you feel relieved, fine, good, relieved. You want to study Grace Anatomy, go and study for your. There's a karma of doctors. Study the Grace Anatomy. All Latin names, Greek names, medicine. So you have a problem, you got some solution, fine, forget it.
Do you believe this is the only place where we have human being life in this universe?
Why should there be? Why should I believe like that?
So you think that there is...
No, why should I believe like that? Otherwise, it is so big universe, right? It's infinite.
You have done astral travel, right? You do it all the time. Yeah, you do it all the time. So,
No, what I'm saying is, why should I believe that human beings are in such a small place? There are living beings, infinite galaxies, infinite sun. Our sun itself is a small peanut in this whole galaxy.
So if there is a next life cycle,
Uh,
so does it mean that it will be here or it will be another place?
Wherever it is, how does it matter? The current life cycle, what we are today, are we leading best out of that? Where we go next, what does it matter?
So how do you define the best?
The question's answer is for you, not me, for me to say.
So, but if you answer it or ask that question to yourself, you'll be biased.
No. You can always answer with respect to whatever your bias is. That's all. You cannot answer, I cannot answer for you.
Yeah, but fair.
Right.
But when I answer it for myself, I may not be honest to myself.
That's your honesty. You cannot cheat yourself. You can cheat somebody else.
okay then.
You know what you are. Yes.
Yeah, you can say, for sake of words, you can say polish it and say it in many ways. But deep inside, you know what you are. How can you cheat yourself? Am I peaceful? Am I loving? Am I adding value to my environment? The question is yours. So if for explaining, somebody says, I am fine, everything is fine, you can say, nice goody goody, you can say. But you cannot say it to yourself. Deep inside, you know.
So we all basically have a mask.
You're right.
We have a mask on our face. We show one face to the general public, and we have another mask that we don't show it to anybody else except ourselves.
For you, you can't put any mask.
That's what I'm saying.
For you can't put any mask. You know deep inside.
So is this sort of true personality issue?
going to change.
So the question is not, the question is not, no. Question is, what am I? Okay, am I, have I risen to my full potential as a peaceful, a loving, a divine being? Am I able to do justice to my environment in terms of love, compassion, wisdom? That is the question which anybody should ask. Right? Even if you don't ask, there is always something going on in the mind, or it says, okay, this is not right, somewhere something wrong. So that friction will be there. So now the correction has to happen from the person, the individual. Nobody can force any change on somebody else.
Recognizing is the first thing.
No,
Unless you recognize and accept, you'll never change.
No, actually there will be always a recognition. Okay, all of us are divine beings. Deep inside, there is always a recognition. There's always a noise which will come inside. Now the question is, for that noise, am I can pretend that I am true for somebody else, but to be true to myself, I should take some action. What I can do if I am not feeling fulfilled, that's the individual choice. How do you do that?
Does that also come when the time is right, or
No, it's not a question of being timed right or not. It's ultimately what I call as everything is a tipping point. Have you heard of this word called tipping point? What is tipping point?
Breaking point where it just happens.
See, like for example,
Boiling point of water.
okay, yeah, a point will come. For example, let's say somebody has a fever, right? Are there no bacteria in the human being earlier also? The same bacteria, same virus should be there. Okay, but there's no fever. That virus or bacteria have to multiply to a certain level. Beyond that point, suddenly fever shoots. Below that point, below the threshold, nothing will happen. Below the threshold, some keep on doing something. Above the threshold, suddenly tipping will happen. Right? Similarly, elections, the public opinion will be there. Some murmur will be there. This guy is not okay. That guy is not okay. Okay, so I don't know which one to choose. A tipping point will come. Then suddenly, all of people will make up their mind. Okay, let me vote this guy. Right? So that's always a point in everybody's life. That what you call the tipping point comes. Beyond the tipping point, life will be very different. Changes. Otherwise, see, it's like this. Below the tipping point, the life is uncomfortable but manageable. A tipping point will come, then you understand life is uncomfortable and unmanageable. That you find some solution.
It shouldn't come to that.
But that's how we
No,
are
unless
now.
it comes to that point
You tell
where
me.
you are going to transfer.
You tell me. Okay, somebody. Let us say somebody go, I mean, I used to do, I went to do a business discussion. Somebody was to fund my company. I have an idea. I showed the idea. Then he asked, Prabhu, is there a vitamin or a painkiller? What is vitamin? What is painkiller? My product is an electronic product. It's nothing to vitamin or painkiller. You tell me it's vitamin or painkiller. I don't know. So he says vitamin means good to have. Okay. Painkiller means relieve the pain. So now you tell me, is your product solving a pain problem or it's good to have? So if you have a toothache, tomorrow morning you'll run to the doctor. If it's good to have, you'll keep on postponing. How many people will do exercise? No? Everybody is supposed to do an exercise of 45 minutes. How many will do? It's good to do. But if you don't do it, after some time it becomes a have to. So what happens is most of the time we keep on postponing good to do. Good to have. And it comes to a point, it becomes unbearable. See, we want, all of us, by nature we want to maintain the status quo as much as possible. Status quo. We are afraid of the change. Okay. We don't want to, a drastic change we don't want.
You don't want to come out of that comfort zone.
Comfort zone, that's nature, the tendency. But what happens is that the environment, the social, the political, the financial environment will keep on building up. Like bubbling happen. At one point of time, it will break your cocoon. You have to get out of it. That happens in the social environment. Just say, for example, you people move from India to other country. Why did you do that? It is more comfortable to be where you are. Somewhere life becomes uncomfortable. No, I need to change. Till that point of time.
It just happened to us. Like we didn't even think about it.
Okay.
Maybe it was meant to be. A lot of people we had to meet here and.
What else? So a point will come. You need to move. Right? That happens in everybody's life. That's how nature is. Naturally, it's nature. By nature, we are like that.
Resistant to change.
We always resist to change. To a point, will become unbearable. The change becomes inevitable.
And then it will force you
Actually,
to.
that's the thing. Most of us are like that. When it's inevitable, it happens, then there is no choice but to accept it.
But that's what he was saying yesterday. If that doesn't happen, then life becomes monotonous. It is the same thing continuing and you lose interest.
And what happens is that at a certain point of time in our life, if we seek a change, we need inputs, intervention. If I have a physical disorder, I go to a doctor. A psychological disorder, I go to a psychiatrist. means somebody has to intervene. I can't handle it myself. Okay, it is beyond my ability to handle my own. Why do I go to doctor? If I can handle my disease, I don't go to doctor. Why should I go to doctor?
That's why we don't go to doctor for a headache.
Right?
We look after it
Yeah,
ourselves.
you look after it, manage. You until what's possible, you manage it yourself. At some point, when you say that okay, I can't manage it, I need some intervention, then help. Then you go to a doctor physically. The same thing happens in psychiatric case also. The psychiatric case's problem is difficult in the sense that the person who is going through the trouble, he himself will not know that he needs a intervention, which is a much more challenge. Right? The person who is going through the trouble, he will never be able to understand that he is going through trouble. He thinks everybody else is in trouble. Okay. So then what happens? Then intervention cannot be by that person because he is not in a state of control, understanding of this situation. Typically, then some amount of forcing, some amount of forceful intervention from the people around that person. Maybe. The third category is that the person is undergoing trouble at disturbance, mental disturbance, chaos. So the person understands that I cannot handle it myself. I need help. So this is a better situation. So then he may go to a friend. Okay, he goes to a friend and cries. Okay, this is what's happening. The friend says, "Oh, I also have same problem. Yeah, I also face the same problem. Okay, actually, I know one person. The person has a trouble with mother-in-law. So that person goes and cries with the neighbor. Neighbor, oh, your mother-in-law is my mother-in-law is Rakshasi, demon. So the two people keep on. Now two problem. Oh, this person has two problems. She has two problems. The problem will become four. Counsel.
So he's actually trying to get solace from the other guy because it's a similar problem.
Similar problem. But the other guy is also aggravating the situation.
Exactly.
So this is what happens when you go for a counseling with my friend. Okay, friend is mature enough to be able to give some consolation. So then other level is we go for a counselor. A counselor is a trained person. Now this training is also depend on culture, right? It depend on the culture and society. Okay, so I mean if you go to India, the culture will say some training, counseling. If you go to this country or some other country, you give a different, based on the cultural context, you give the suggestion. And what cultural context you give the suggestion may be not applicable, or that's why counseling has to be within the cultural framework. Okay, cultural context, right? So I've seen many of my friends when they have difficulty in America, they go to a counselor who has a ability to handle Indian cultural context, which is very different from the American cultural context. Okay, so this is actually then what happens? They are trained professionally. They give some suggestions, inputs, which you can when it's an intervention in your life. So beyond that point, somebody says, okay, so all these problems, okay, there are problems. Now the problems are related to my karmic impression. I need to evolve. So then they seek a spiritual master, guru. Okay. So in earlier situations where the person is feeling disturbed but he doesn't know what is the issue. Now third situation will come, okay, there are problems in life. The problems are there, going to be there. Life is a set of problems. Life is a set of challenges. Life is a set of ups and downs. It is that I need to change. I need to change to be able to navigate through life in a such a way that life doesn't disturb me. I become a beautiful person and I am able to contribute meaningfully. Then such a person goes to a spiritual master. So these are the level of intervention which happens.
It's hard to find spiritual master.
Here he is.
Yeah, what I'm saying is,
Spiritual master comes to you when you're ready.
see, the question is hard. I never had a question of hard. If you know exactly what you need, then you can always find a solution. The problem most of the time is we don't know what we need. Right? If the world is like a supermarket, whatever you need, whatever you seek, you'll get it. So you can find a supernatural master with a supernatural powers also.
You don't know which aisle to go.
Huh? What?
Which aisle to go in the supermarket. Looking for what?
Which what you want to go, you'll find out. So then there are many people who don't want a solution for improving themselves. They want a magical power, magical. So give me something magical so that my problem is solved. So you find such masters also.
Where are they?
Ah, The world is full of such masters, okay? So you can, India on TV is there. I don't know whether Indian TV don't watch here.
We do.
You have one channel. There's one channel. I won't tell the name and all. So there's a master there who sits on a throne. Okay, so no, different. It's one channel fully dedicated to that master. So he says, master, I have this problem. The master will say, okay, you go and take some king or something, and to go and meet the master, 5,000 rupees is the fees. And people come in full of stadium, full of people is sitting there. Everybody says, I have my problem solved. I have a problem with daughter-in-law, I have a problem with mother-in-law, I have a problem with my uncle, I have a problem with health. Some problem everybody is solved. I don't know how the problem is solved. Some solution gives and pay 5,000 rupees.
And is it solved?
Huh?
And is it solved?
I don't know. But people, it's like there's a huge big show goes on in the TV all the time. Somebody has some problem, some solution comes. Okay. So like that also, the magical solutions are there in life. There's some logical solutions are there in life. There's
Magic does exist, right?
No, I am not somebody to judge. No, who am I to judge
No, but
everything?
it exists.
No, I am saying to say not exist is a very drastic statement, right? Okay. For example, if you ask in the 18th century, can somebody fly in the air? No, it's not possible. It's a drastic statement. People do fly in the air today with the airplane. So what is not possible is a very drastic statement. If you say ask, there are no people in the universe, it's a very drastic statement. It closes the possibilities.
But is it there?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying everything is possible. I'm nobody to say that it's not possible.
But you know that, whether it is or not.
My
With
knowing,
our eyes, we don't know, but with your eyes, you do.
I am saying, with my eyes, everything is a possibility in the universe. Right? Impossibility is not, what is not possible is, the universe doesn't understand. It doesn't understand, right? So, everything is possible. Now the question is, what you are seeking? Ultimately, it's what, if I have a stomach ache, I have to go to a general practitioner. If I have eyesight, I have to go to a eye doctor. Right?
Sometimes you don't even
Actually, I
recognize
had
your
a big problem actually. The problem was swallowing food. I used to get so much of pain in the food was to get stuck. So I thought this is throat problem. I went to the ENT doctor. He put some drops into my this thing and said, your tonsils are swollen. Okay, he gives some antibiotic for a month. Still the problem persists. Okay, then I went to him again. He says it's a chronic problem. You can't solve it. You may have to do operation with tonsils. I go, tonsils operation, I kept on postponing. So the problem persisted. My food gets stuck in throat. It is so severe pain. I can't manage it. I went to many doctors. They give some medicine. Finally, I wanted gastroenterologist. I never heard of the term. Gastroenterologist.
So then the gastroscopy.
Then he put some probe into my stomach, looked at my stomach and says, you have some bacteria in your stomach. I don't know what bacteria is that. Okay, so bacteria. So another 2 months of treatment, bacterial treatment. Didn't solve the problem. Then I went to another doctor. The doctor said, you have something called acid reflux problem. Okay, what you are saying is when you eat food in the night, the acid will come and hit it. So then what is the solution? There's no solution. What you have to do sleep is you have to sleep like this. Okay, how do I sleep like that?
He didn't give you medicine?
He didn't give medicine. Okay, he said you have to sleep like that. That is the suggestion. And don't eat the food before 6 o'clock. After 6 o'clock. So fine, I started struggling and I bought actually a cot where I can sleep there, and I could not get sleep. Now my problem is stomach problem, acid problem becomes sleeping problem. Then I realized, okay, these doctors don't have a solution. Only solution I have is I have to eat the food before 6 o'clock. So I started eating food 6 o'clock. The problem was under control. But what happens is I keep on traveling. My timing gets changed, body gets changed. I don't know. And some point it triggers, and if it triggers for 4 or 5 days, I can't eat food. The whole story becomes problem.
It's dangerous if it's
So this I have suffered for 2 years. I have gone to various different kind of doctors. Okay. Then finally I went to a general practitioner. Then he said, acid reflux problem. He said, what are the tablets you are taking? I am taking every day, daily, some blood thinner I am taking. That's I have a heart this thing. So then blood thinner. So probably this blood thinner is causing the problem. You go and check up your heart cardiologist. I went and check up with cardiologist. He just changed the medicine. This acid reflux problem disappeared. Now to find a right doctor, it took me only 2 years.
But a person like you who could have just meditated and found the right doctor.
No,
probably
the
had to
problem is
suffer.
you are attributing some supernatural powers to me, which I don't have. I am an ordinary guy.
Disillusionist.
I'm saying
No,
there
but
may be
maybe
some,
you had to suffer for 2 years. So you did.
what I'm saying, there may be such people who are with very high supernatural powers, or who have no problems in life. You can find any problems with X-ray vision, like Superman and all. I'm not one of those category.
You had taken money from those doctors in your previous birth. You have to return that
I have to
money.
return that money also. So this is how life is, right? If you know exactly what is the problem, we can know exactly the solution also. My problem for me is that the tablet is the problem. I don't even know that the problem is. That's what happened. Now that change of medicine happened just before I came to America. But before coming to America, Gayatri has given elaborate problem. Guruji has acidity problem. You don't pickle this thing and that. All those things, okay, all those things, blah 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 blah. Very detailed restriction given. But by the time I landed here, problem is solved. Now I am looking for Indian food. I am not seeing Indian food at all.
You remember I told you won't take
They just has dal and chawal.
Yeah, so that problem disappeared. What I'm saying is, life is like that. You have the problem in life is we don't know we have a problem. That's the biggest problem.
Acceptance.
No, what we believe that we are all right. Everybody around us is not all right. That's the biggest problem of our life. Okay, so the biggest problem of our life is I am okay. Everybody around is not okay. Okay, that is a big problem.
There's actually a book written by a guy.
I'm okay.
You're not okay.
You are not okay. Alright? So basically, we think that everybody, I am a victim. I am okay. Everybody is not okay. They are causing trouble for me. That is a bigger problem. Now, the second situation comes. They are all okay. I am not okay. Everybody is fine. I am not okay. Okay. So this is the second problem. Then I am not okay is okay. Okay. Then I have to find a solution. Right? What is the solution? So this solution becomes very, very complex. Where do I find a solution for? I am not okay. We have to come to a stage, I am okay, everybody is okay, their life is okay.
But if our behavior is affecting people around us, then everything is not okay.
No, people, we don't know, no. See, when I'm saying, when we say our behavior is affecting somebody else around us, if I have the ability to recognize that,
Problem wouldn't happen.
problem will not come. But problem is sometimes I can't recognize that my behavior is affecting somebody else.
Even if somebody is trying to tell you, then also you don't accept.
I am okay, you are not okay, what to do?
So what do? You start changing yourself.
That's all you have control over, your own self. First comes acceptance, recognition, and then comes change. Change is hard.
It is not hard. So the question is always the pressure for change, right? How much that urge is there for change?
See, if it's not broken, don't mend it.
Huh?
If it's not broken, don't mend it. That's the thing. But why let it go to that stage where it breaks?
Okay, nothing about magic, but as a realized person, how do you see us all? I mean, just
Where
with
is
your
that
eyes,
aura?
the way we look at things, I want to know from
How
you.
do you know how you look at things here?
Come on, you have come all the way here, so you have to answer. I want to know what Shiva thinks, Shiva feels, how Shiva experiences.
That you ask Shiva.
You are Shiva.
You said that, you can't escape that.
If you ask me, there is actually everything is just like appearance. It's like a dream-like structure. Okay. So the best analogy I can give is, have you seen any of these 3D movies?
Yeah.
The 3D movies are where you put a glass and then there's a right, Avatar and all these 3D movies, right? While watching movie, that all characters are there, but at least at the time of watching movie, you know that it's a movie. So for a realized person, the world appears like a more of a movie, a 3D movie. The characters are there, the beings are there, but they are all of them are projections.
How do you look at the characters?
Their own mind.
But the universal mind.
Universal mind.
So these characters are not your generation. They are generated by something else.
No,
You means who?
You as an individual.
No, I think
I'm
it
not
is
individual.
your mind.
individual. It all goes back to yesterday.
I'm not individual.
See, that's what we wanted to know. How you.
I'm not individual.
So how do you define yourself? You.
I don't define myself. I am the eternal existence, the self, the reality.
No.
Which is-
Where there is a mind, which is universal mind, like an individual mind. The universal mind keeps on projecting some concepts. Okay, if I identify those concepts, I become a part of the reality. If I don't identify, it becomes like a movie.
So what is reality? If you say this is a dream and this is a projection of a dream, that these are characters playing in that dream, so what is reality then?
What is reality to you? I, the self.
But this I is going to go away.
You don't go. You were there 10 years back, you are there, say, I was there.
No, but I may not be there 30 years from today. Or
That is
40
because of your reference to the body. Your I is not changed.
But
That-
how do we know after 30 years or 40 years where that I will be? In what form it will be?
You don't about after 30 or 40. You go back to 20, 30 years. Where is that? That I was there. Now also I is there. That I is not changed. Everything else has changed. Your body has changed. Your place has changed.
Intellect I is what we're talking about in this fire.
The I, the self, they are all the time. That's why you're confident. Say 20 years back I was in this place, 25 years back I was doing something. You're not same thing. Your body has changed, your mind has changed, your job has changed. But there's something unchanged is there. Your reference is to that I. That has not changed. Okay, your waking state you are talking to me. In dream state you are going somewhere, something is happening, you said you go back to school days, right? In deep sleep state there's nothing, no concept of this thing. Suddenly you wake up in the morning. Actually you've gone through 3 phases of consciousness which are totally distinct, totally disconnected. But still you say I. That I is common thread always there.
Your question is not answered.
What is the question? I told you, I asked everything that appears like a dream-like structure. I said.
No, but where in that
No,
dream,
but the
where are
feeling
we?
will be there, right? There will be a feeling. Like when I see you as a father, obviously, it's like, there must be a feeling like that for Shiva also for me. I want to know what Shiva thinks about me.
No. The thing is, you have to understand that how the consciousness views the world. The consciousness views the world as a dream. It's a Maya, appearance. Okay, but then there's a body-mind complex which operates through that concept. It's an individual. The individual has, when you deal with the world, you have to deal with some thought process, some understanding, some life, some feelings. So somebody shows a feeling of love, that the individual consciousness, which is connected to universal consciousness, also has a feeling of love. Okay? It always reflects. For example, for a Krishna was viewed by different people as different things. Gopikas viewed Krishna as lover. Arjuna viewed Krishna as a friend. Then Arjuna viewed Krishna as a guru, right? Then the opponent viewed him as an enemy. So like that, different views, Krishna has to respond to that. Krishna is a body-mind complex. He will respond to that situation, but he's not stuck to anything. He's a flowing being.
Same way, how do you ask? That's what the question is.
No, not you as a person. When Shiva, I mean, we talk, when praying, we talk to God, right? We tell what we do. But God never responds. So we don't know what God is thinking
Doesn't
about
verbalize
what He
his-
wants to tell us.
No. God will always respond to your yad bhava tad bhavati. Bhava. Whatever bhava you pray, God as a father, God will respond to you as a father. God as guru, God will respond to you as a guru. It depends on your bhava. He will reflect your bhava.
So when you say the Guru principle is everywhere, so everybody here are just reflecting what I feel. Is that what you're saying? Like,
No, Guru principle is everywhere. Means everything is a learning experience in your life. when we are born, the mother fed us something. Mother taught us how to speak, right? So the teaching principle in mother is Guru. The learning principle in you is Atmaguru, inner principle, Atmaguru. Okay? So the mother is the external Guru. The inner Guru is your learning principle. If mother may teach something but you can't understand it, there's no learning takes place. The learning principle, a teaching principle, called Guru. Then father becomes your Guru. Your friends become your Guru. Okay, you go to school. Your teacher, physics teacher, chemistry teacher becomes your Guru. And that's it. They teach something and you learn something. The inner Guru learns, inner Guru helps in learning, outer Guru teaches. So, similarly, plants, animals, road, okay, everything you learn something. There's a teaching takes place and learning happens. So these are complementary. This learning, these two principles are called Guru principles, teaching and learning. So beyond that teaching and Guru principle, then gradually you learn about physics, chemistry, mathematics, engineering, medicine, all those things. There's a teaching principle and the learning principle. So these are not bodies, they come through bodies, but there's a principle I speak of, they are Guru.
Is it essential to return back that obligation that all you have learned through in life, through your earlier days, from your childhood to your adulthood to your learning process, until the stage where you are, where you by and large do not need much, external teaching except your spiritual teaching? Is it necessary to give it back?
I come to that. I come to the Guru principle. Then you come to the what you call as spiritual teaching, where someone teaches you Shastra, someone teaches you Bhagavad Gita, someone teaches meditation, someone teaches yoga. These are all various levels of teaching, and here there's learning happens. So then you come to a realized master, who is Sadguru, who is a realized one. Who will the realized masters are of different categories, different flavors there. Okay? There is a Vedantic master. The Vedantic master will teach through. Vedantic master will never get into something magical. Okay, he will always talk in very logical way. Vedantic master and never gets into some what I'm saying is magical teachings. He'll always talk in a very logical way. His teachings are always based on logic. Because he says, okay, go talking about supernatural now will not improve your life. Logical understanding of life is Vedanta. Of course, there is some beyond certain point. Logic is there are some higher principles have to be derived. Those principles you can apply. But then the Vedanta teachings are always very rational in nature. They are not going to irrational teachings. That's called Vedanta. Then there's a yogic master is there by putting certain asanas, by pressing some breath and this thing you can reach a higher state of samadhi. They are there. And then there is what you call the what you call it, Shaktipat teacher who gives the Shaktipat energy. Then there is various kinds of teachers are there, depending on their evolution, depending on the level evolution of the people. They seek such masters. Okay. So and what happens is that that such master, in the person of such master, inner Guru awakens. Inner Guru is the Atma Guru. In the presence of Sadguru, Atma Guru awakens, then higher and higher principles of life becomes much more clearer and sharper. That's why it's the realization. So I normally don't get into more of logical discussions. I don't want to get into irrational or rather supernatural discussions. I don't see it adds any value to anybody's life. Understanding life in a very logical way, more of a Vedantic way, is my approach. But the saying, having said that, I also little bit use principles of Shiva's teaching, it is in terms of practices, breathing practices. Maybe some people may feel Shaktipat in the persons, that's a different that's a discipline's ability. So these are the various levels of Guru. Now, life is nothing but Guru in the sense there is a teaching which happens every time, whether it's your enemy or your friend or your husband or wife, some teaching is happening constantly at any point of time. Life is full of teachings only. Question is whether I am learning. That's a learning principle is called Shishya. So the Guru and Shishya principle together work towards our evaluation of life. Enemy is there. You can learn so many things from the enemy. Okay, all these corporates today, they learn a lot from their competitors. So this is called teaching principle is called Guru and learning principle is Shishya. Then finally, ultimately reach the ultimate spiritual evolution is called Sadguru or realized master, who has reached the peak of this evolution. This is what spiritual journey is about. So the state Guru is everywhere. That means some teaching happens anytime, every time. And whether you have the ability to learn from it, is your the inner Shishya.
Mostly that learning is like learning from other people is more on a physical level.
Even that is required. No? You are, for example, medicine you are done. So without medicine you can't run a profession, you can't survive. So that's a Guru's grace that you have learned medicine. Right? Otherwise you will be doing some this thing, dishwashing in some hotel. So all these are Guru's grace, the Master's grace, coming to various grace.
Yes, it is.
Okay, now coming to your question, should I give back? Alright, should I give back what I received? Now the question is, what you have received?
Our experience in life,
Huh.
where we are today, was because of all, everybody, as you said, militaries, junior, senior,
Right.
young, everybody has told us something or the
I
other.
have received so many things from my environment.
Environment.
Okay, from the which is actually sun, moon, water, earth. Right? You receive something from the parents. You receive something from the masters, guru. Okay. You receive something from your society. You receive something from the animals. Okay, living, you have taken the mother's milk from the cow, and sometimes people eat the flesh itself. So I have received so many things from life into my life. My life is dependent on so many things. The basic, simple, most courtesy for me is not deplete this, not to deplete. The basic, simplest courtesy is at least what I am receiving, I do not deplete that. The better, the slightly more courtesy is that I add value to that.
Value.
So if I keep on depleting what I am receiving, then it's called Rakshasa. Like you asked me the question of Rakshasa, Manushya and Deva. If I keep on depleting, destroying the source of my sustenance, then it's called Rakshasa. So Manushya is by and large neutral.
Making a good balance.
Right? Deva is more contributing to back to
The society.
back to the environment. So now, whether I should do it, yeah, for the sake of people, for the sake of environment. I mean, at least you to take care of your children. So you want your children to be in a better position. So you don't want to want to give something to them. Similarly, for next generation, for future generation, wherever I came, I want to make sure that at least I can contribute in some way. So that they are, whatever I have taken, I am not depleting. At least I am adding value.
This is different from spiritual.
It is spiritual also. There's nothing. You can't cut a line and this is spiritual, this is not spiritual. It's a value system, right? So by doing that process, what happens is I become a better person. I become a more evolved person, a more peaceful person. To give back something, I need to be more evolved. So that more evolution is called Deva, qualities of divine, qualities of God. And then I gradually evolve into an enlightened being.
And that is how the race has been evolving over a
Yeah.
period of time. And will continue. Will still be used.
So this I typically call as Panchayatna, 5 yatnas. Deva yatna, Pitra yatna, Manushya yatna, Bhuta yatna, Rishi yatna. There are 5 types of yatna you have to perform every day. So that's why you ask me a question, Rakshasa, Manushya and Deva. Right? It's always, you have heard of this, right? Some Rishis were performing yatna, then Rakshasas came and tried to destroy it. That's the symbolic way of teaching it. So what they say is that a house where there is no yajna is not performed, the house becomes demonic in nature, Rakshasa, Asuri. In house we have a prescribed duty for a grahastha. So they have to perform panchayatna, 5 yajnas every day, not one day. So that means a grahastha is earning something, okay, for the sake of the family, for satisfying kama, for satisfying the bringing children. So he need to give back five things every day. So that's called, first is called Manushayatma. So Manushayatma means you have to contribute something to the human society, human beings. One part of that is Athithi Devo Bhava. When somebody comes to my house, take care of them. Or I take care of somebody else through feeding somebody. It's called Manushayatma. That's
Athithi Deva.
then it's called Bhuta Yajna. Bhuta Yajna means for my house construction, I have destroyed the livelihood of so many living beings. Every day I am taking something from animal products. What I can bring a compassion, what I can do, contribute back to the lives of the animals. Today there is so much of cruelty to animals. Okay, animals are put in so much of what I'm saying is millions and millions and millions of animals are tortured, and their cries will not go waste. In the universe, their cries will be bigger cries for the humankind. If you look at certain part of the world today, the violence is very rampant. Okay, very, very rampant violence. Okay, especially in the Middle East, right? The violence is so wild, so cruelty. When you look at their life, how much cruelty they inflict on animals. Okay, that animal cruelty will come back to them as karmic impressions. They kill the animals in a very torturous way, and then the cry of that animal will come to their life. Every part of that region is disturbed. Every day killing, everything happens. Part of the karmic impressions. So how do I take care of the animals? How do I bring the compassion to animals? Another way. So then you come to Manushayatma, Bhutayatma, then Pitrayatma. Pitrayatma means, see what I am today is because of a generation of parents, generation of forefathers who have brought me here. Now the generation of forefathers who has that made me here. Life has not been easy at any point of time. Life is a hard struggle. Life is a day in and day of struggle. So each of them have struggled to bring up a child, give him education, make him shine on the light, and because of that I am there today. So they say, so to be respectful of that is Pitrayatma. So Pitrayatma, what happens in earlier days? 3 generations used to live in one family, one house. The grandfather, father, and child. In that, what happens is that some amount of wisdom from the grandfather will get passed on to the younger generation. But now today's modern because of modern age, this is broken. Huh?
Separated now.
So, but that separation has resulted in a gap, vacuum. The values of wisdom of the ancient generation is not passed on to the child. How do you pass on this? Just the education system is broken now. So to fix the education system, you need to bring in the teaching methodology to the children in some way. Otherwise, they can't learn. They will pick up from the society and environment which is not conducive. Because society and environment projects what is commercial but not what is valuable. So the teaching of that children a spiritual education, taking care of senior citizens in one or whatever way, is called Pitrayatma. Manushayatma, Pitrayatma, Bhutayatma. Then Devayatma is there. Devata means forces of nature. The wind, the air, water, fire. Now, so these are the forces which are required for my survival. A clean water, the food environment. So what is happening is because of human activity is becoming more and more polluted. So whatever way I can contribute to reduce the pollution, environment balance is called Devayatma. Also a part of Devayatma is doing pujas, doing offering respect. Devayatma. So then comes to Rushiyatma. The whole society will be in a state of balance and wisdom because of spiritual teaching of Rishis. Others, what your material teaching is there. Human value system, how do I evolve into a better being? Teaching of Shiva, teaching of Vedavyasa, Upanishads. These are all very valuable teachings. Now, first of all, I should learn that. Then I should pass it on to the next generation. So whatever you do to that is called Rushiyatma. So whatever I do to teaching is a part of Rushiyatma. So if you don't do that, what happens is there will be a gap. It will be broken. And when the broken, the society goes into chaos. And then what happens is that human beings, they will become Rakshasas, demonic in nature. That's why in Purans always say that Rishis are doing Yajna and Rakshasas come and break. Rakshasas are beings, human beings who are become disturbed. Unless you have build a value system, so people will become disturbed because they don't know what is right. They can't find a reference.
It's
Even let us say you are twin corporates, right? There's something called fire drill, right? Fire drill is there's a factory, there's a fire, where do you exit, how do you exit, how do you evacuate? A simple thing like fire drill requires a training. Don't you think that human beings require training in life? How do I handle different situations in life? That training is not there. We learn in a very chaotic way. We learn through movies. We learn through friends. There's no systematic training. Yesterday she was telling, okay, so I have to be mother, but how do I become a good mother? There's no training. That love in a very hard way. How do I become a good husband? There's no training. Right?
you just pick it up yourself.
But you don't pick up now. By that, it's a anything you pick up yourself is a very hard way of learning. Learning cycle is very long.
Yeah. And you may never, some people may never learn.
You don't learn. By the time, a lot of destruction happens. So that's why there is a spiritual education which is much more valuable, which will impart all these values, which will prepare you for life. So that education is missing. So, in the lack of